So this is a video I made 2 years ago, the night of my sister's birthday. And I'm just going to let it speak for itself. To introduce my puppy. Alright, so I'm going to start for a second. But my puppy is Peace out, Girl Scouts, and I was hoping to avoid that part. Okay, so that was me 2 years ago, and at the time I was right in the middle of an eating disorder. It was right before I went into partial hospitalization program, actually Mary's program, for the second time. And the first time, I'm going to continue the story right now. I made it through this school year somehow. I was threatened multiple times to be pulled out, put in the hospital, and somehow I did it. And 2 weeks later, I entered Mary's partial hospitalization program. And the way the program was set up, I would go from 11 to 6:30 every day, eat all my meals there, and get a cocktail of therapy. It was cognitive behavioral therapy, dialectical behavioral therapy, art, dance, body image, family therapy, everything thrown into a day packed with more food than I could ever imagine eating. I did my best. But at that point, even in a program where 2 therapists sat with me at every meal, I could not eat what I was supposed to, and the eating disorder was just too strong. So about 3 weeks into the program, the therapist and my insurance company told me I needed to start eating 100% of the food, which was, that's how the program is designed, or else they would cut the funding for me to be there, the insurance company. And that was the last thing I wanted. The program was easing the pressure of the eating disorder, and for the first time in a long time, I felt safe within my own body. The only way I could stay in the program was to sign a contract saying I promised to eat everything I was supposed to 100%. And I did that for a day. And then snack time hit on the second day. And this is like one of my most vivid memories, but I sat down at the table in front of a plate of chips and dip. And I looked down at the chips, and they looked right back at me. And both therapists tried to talk to me and encourage me, and I just kept staring at them. And then the time was up. But the chips were not. And as soon as the therapist called time, I snapped out of it, and I realized what had just happened. The next day, I could not go to program. My insurance cut the funding, but they also told me that I was not at a critical enough weight for a more intensive form of treatment. So basically, they told me I was too sick for the partial program, but not sick enough for something else. So I was kind of in the middle. And to describe what happened when I got out, I want to ask you guys a question. Has anyone in here broken their arm or their leg? Anybody? Just raise your hand. Has anyone ever had to have it reset? What did that feel like? No. It hurts really, really bad. But what would have happened if they did reset it? If they just, the bones are like this and they just put the cast over it? The bones would heal, but they'd heal like this. So you can cover something with a cast, and things will be fixed as best they can, but your arm and leg will not really be fixed. That's kind of what happened when I got out. I started eating again. I put the cast over the broken problem. But the actual broken part, that was all internal. That's all the stuff that, even if you don't have an eating disorder, that relates to all of you. That was the self-confidence problems, or the body image problems, the anxiety, the self-esteem. Those were all still there. I ate, yes, but the eating disorder was still strong. And so I went back to school, came to Geneseo, and a year later, I had landed back in treatment. And it was sort of like deja vu. I did okay in treatment, wasn't really great at finishing the food 100%. And so I signed a behavioral contract again, saying I would eat 100% or else I would have to leave. And that day that I signed the contract, I sat down at the table for snack, and in front of me was chips and dip. I was just like, no way. And they assured me that they didn't plan it. And so I sat down and I stared at it. And I put my head in my hand like this so I couldn't see anyone else. And I shoveled the chips so fast into my mouth that I don't even remember doing it. And as soon as the last chip was done, I stood up, I walked away from the table, I sat down, I just cried. I cried and I cried. I never felt so horrible in my life, but so relieved that I would be able to keep coming back. And the rest of the treatment was different after that moment. Because this time I reset all the bones. I worked on the self-esteem and the insecurity, and it hurt like hell. And I'm still working on it today. But the second time I went into treatment, I also changed one other thing. And that's the reason that I'm standing up here now, instead of just going about my business with the eating disorder in the past. The first time I'd gotten sick, whenever anyone asked me, why do you lose 50 pounds? What happened? Where are you? Why aren't you in school? I would say, I had a health problem, got a metabolism problem, I'm doing an internship. And I was embarrassed. I felt like I needed to be quiet about my eating disorder, that people wouldn't understand, that I would be judged because you didn't talk about eating disorders. And the second time around, I decided that I wasn't doing that anymore. And if someone asked me what was going on, I would tell them because I was sick of lying. And right away, the response I got surprised me so much because they were all two of the most frightening, in this case, but still some of the most encouraging words in the English language. And they were, me too. And that's where it started. Nearly every single person that I talked to were like, oh yeah, I went through that. Or, oh, my mom or sister or aunt or cousin, somebody I know went through that. And that's when I started asking questions. Why did no one talk about this? Why didn't I know more people with eating disorders when I was sick? And what can we do to stop that? Then I started looking at the facts. And Mary kind of talked about the statistics a little bit before. But I want to show you the numbers. And you guys all have index cards that you got when you came in the door. So if you want to pull those out. And so what I'm going to ask you to do is, I'll say the sticker color, and I want you guys who have that sticker to stand up. So those of you who have a purple sticker, I use smiley faces because why not? Those of you with a purple sticker, you right now are the 91% who tried to control their weight through dieting. Now you guys can also do it. Alright. Now, those who have a pink sticker, you guys can stand up. So, if this were a world all on its own, you are the 22% who consider themselves always on a diet. I'm sorry. Alright, you guys can sit. Okay, now those are the yellow sticker. You guys can stand up. You're the 25% of college women who have purged regularly to control their weight. That means you make yourself throw up to stay thin. You guys can sit down. Okay. So those of you with a blue sticker can stand. Oh wait, hang on. Is that blue? Wow, it looks so blue on this. Go ahead. Green sticker. Hang on, make sure I'm right. Yeah, I'm right. Green sticker. So you are the 50% of teenagers who skip meals, use laxatives, vomit, smoke, or fast to control your weight. And I saved the worst for last. So, now let's go. Those of you with a blue sticker, you are the 47% of girls in 5th through 12th grade who want to lose weight because of what you see in magazines and on TV. And now, you guys can sit, sorry. Now, you may think, you know, that percentage is probably mostly older grades. You know, the girls like 10th grade and up, high school girls. But I want those of you with a red sticker to stand up. Okay. So you are the 42% of 1st to 3rd grade girls, that's ages 6 to 9, who want to lose weight. And then, ran out of stickers, so if you have something that looks like an orange star on your index card, you are the 81% of 10-year-olds who are afraid that they're going to be fat. And lastly, you guys can sit down. I want all of you with a purple star stand up. Alright, you guys are the 100% who can do something about all those numbers I just mentioned.